to Mondays with Mondene, where we explore vital topics shaping lives and communities with a focus on marginalized voices. I'm your host, Edie Mondene, and in today's episode, we shed light on a long-standing issue plaguing American society, the challenges faced by Black boys and men. We'll delve into the historical context, the current state of affairs, and the urgent call for change. But before we do that, let's look at the historical context. Now, we don't need to journey back 200 years. Let's start with the post-slavery era and examine the Great Depression. The struggles of African Americans in the United States are deeply rooted in enduring racism and discrimination. The Great Depression of the 1930s hit African Americans particularly hard, leading to widespread unemployment and racial violence. Sadly, many of these disparities persist today, affecting education, employment, and the criminal justice system. Racial bias remains deeply ingrained in our society, and addressing it is imperative. This is the current state of affairs. The current situation for Black African American men is deeply concerning. Despite making up about 6.4% of the United States population, they remain underrepresented in the American success story. Unemployment rates among African Americans consistently double the national average, with some communities experiencing rates that exceed 50%. Shockingly, over 40% of the U.S. prison population is comprised of African American males. Health disparities and a stark wealth gap persist, showing the multifaceted challenges that are out there. Right now, there's an urgent need for change. We've talked about it for years. What can be done to drive change? Well, let's discuss essential measures that should be implemented in education, employment, criminal justice, and healthcare. There's a commission that I don't think many of us are aware of the Commission on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys. This act, established on August 14th in 2020, is diligently working to reduce racial disparities. It's crucial to note that this effort has garnered bipartisan support, underscoring the right now urgency of this issue at hand. There always has to be a comprehensive plan of action in order to get anything done. To address these issues, a robust agenda must be built with the participation of social agencies that advocate for Black mobility. And this plan must encompass cross-ethnic alliances. They need to address the lack of high-paying jobs and support the emergence of an independent civil rights movement led by Black individuals that are young at heart, young with fists and feet and ready to move, empowering our community. What can you do? Get up off your booties. As we've discussed the critical issues facing Black American men, it's important to remember that change begins with collective efforts. Here's a list of actionable steps that you can take. As a community member, you can make a difference. First of all, engage with those people that you put in office. Reach out to your local, state, and federal elected officials to express your concerns and support policies that are aimed at reducing racial disparities. Attend town hall meetings, send letters, or make phone calls. Make sure that your voice is heard. Secondly, you have to participate in grassroots movements. Join or support grassroots movements and organizations that are dedicated to racial equity and injustice. And your involvement, it really can have a meaningful impact on local communities. Once more, you got to get involved. You've got to promote dialogue and education. Foster open and constructive conversations about racial issues within your circles of influence, at your dinner table, at your workplace. Encourage education on racial disparities, diversity, and inclusion, and make sure that they do. Mentorship and community building by supporting mentorship programs for young Black individuals. Sharing your knowledge and experience can help pave the way for a brighter future. Get out and vote. Voter registration and mobilization. Get involved in voter registration drives and mobilization efforts. Ensure that your community's voice is heard in local, state, and national elections. You can run for public office. Oh, yes, you can. Consider running for public office if you are passionate about making a change from within the system. Your candidacy can inspire others and drive policy change. Support Black-owned businesses, people. Choose to support Black entrepreneurs and their businesses. Encourage their growth by being a patron and spreading the word about their services. Volunteer and advocate. Volunteer and advocate. Volunteer with organizations that work towards racial justice, such as those addressing education, employment, criminal justice, and healthcare disparities. Use your skills to advocate for change. Staying informed is important. Stay up to date with current events and policies and issues related to racial disparities. Informed individuals are more effective advocates for change. You've got to be informed. You must advocate for inclusivity and diversity. In your workplace, schools, and institutions, advocate for policies that promote inclusivity, diversity, and equal opportunity. You've got to support cultural competency training. Encourage the organizations that you're involved with and your workplaces to implement cultural competency training in various fields to foster understanding and respect for diverse backgrounds. Attend community meetings. Participate in community meetings, again, town halls, and public forums to voice your concerns and be a part of the local decision-making progress. In the process as well. They didn't tell me nothing about it. You didn't stop to look and listen. Become an ally. Advocate for and stand in solidarity with Black individuals and communities, challenging racism and discrimination whenever you encounter it. You've got to give, people, not just in church. Financial support is possible. Donate to organizations and initiatives working toward racial equality and justice. These are just some of the ways you can be active in participating in creating change. And I want you to remember, it's not enough to acknowledge the issues. Action is what brings about transformation. The challenges faced by African American men in America are complex, but through collective efforts, we can work towards a more equitable and justice society. Well, that's all our time for tonight, but I want to leave you with this. The plight of Black men in America is a critical issue that demands immediate attention. A comprehensive and deliberate approach is necessary to empower and uplift Black men in our community, ultimately working towards a more just and equitable society where no one is left behind. I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Mondays with Mondene. And a special thank you to everybody that's taken the time to listen. We hope that this discussion has shed light on the challenges faced by Black men in America and has inspired you to be a part of the solution. We want you to stay tuned for more thought-provoking episodes. And remember, change begins with awareness and action. Well, good night, my peoples. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Mondays with Mondene. See you next time, and until then, stay alert. Change begins with awareness and action, and that's what I said. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and followers. Turn on your notifications so you can never miss a thing from Mondays with Monday. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You like my sound effects? And a special shout out to our sponsors. Post Shines. It's not just another restaurant. It's an institution. Located at 8139 North Denver, right here in Kenton. And you can expect that the best soul food that you'll ever eat this side of the Willamette meets you there. Aunties and Tanties Daycare Services, Adorn Electric, where they really light up your life. And I'm grateful for your support of this podcast. All of you, we love you so much. You can visit me on Sunday mornings at Celebration Tabernacle in Portland, Oregon. And a special thank you to our technical staff, Dion, Robin, Andy, and Paul. Not one of them is bigger than the other, and they all stand tall. These are the guys who make this podcast possible. Thank you for listening tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye. Hey, gang, I've got exciting news. I've just finished my memoirs, and writing them was, wow, a roller coaster, but I'm glad that I did it for me and for you, and it's a way to get to know Edie Montané just a little bit better. What you thought you knew, you didn't know. It's called From Maladies to Melodies, growing up in the South St. Louis projects, and what God has done in my life even to this day. I'm excited to share it with you. Please look for it coming real soon.
Hey, it's time for you to come to Post Shine. Check out that catfish sandwich. Oh my goodness, is that the shrimp po' boy? Man, look at that chocolate chip cake. Man, I need to get over to Post Shines at 8139 North Denver right now because this food looks delicious. Or call if you'd like, 503-978-9000. And don't miss it, you'll be sorry.
In times gone past, we find ourselves making excuses so that people reminded, ooh, I've got to get home and tend to the brand new missus. I need some time alone. Can't this wait until I finish texting on my phone?